So I've been affiliated with the Metropolitan Media Lab, the museum. I'm super interested in how cultural institutes are utilizing technology. Here you could see in a very interesting example of how you can make something new out of the pyramid, out of the Egyptian exhibition. With the projection mapping, now you can go to the Met and see the original colors. I don't know how many of you know this, but this is the original colors of the pyramid. Pyramids used to be, all these temples used to be colored. But we are used to seeing the one on the right. This is it's true, and now with projection mapping, this is possible. This is my festival. It's called Print Screen. It's happening, as Nimrod said, soon in Hulon, in the Mediatek of Hulon. And I'm, as a technologist, first and foremost, I became interested in this because I realized that artists are truly breaking new paths. Because when you don't have to think about business models so much and monetization, you can really think outside of the box, not just as the buzzwords say. One of the artworks that best impressed me in the 90s was Ken Goldberg, and is actually a friend of mine now, Robotic Garden, presented in Austria. So he created a robot that is basically a gardener. But this robot is controlled by you. So it's basically a web application that everybody could help watering the plants and seeding it remotely. And as you can imagine what happened, so before anyone even spoke about crowdsourcing, of the wisdom of the crowds, Ken demonstrated the fallacy of the wisdom of the crowds because, of course, all the plants died in like a day or two for overwatering. This is my friend Neil, who was invited to the festival 3 years ago. I think it will, oh, no. So can you LL press on the video? So Neil Arbison, I don't know how many of you seen him, maybe in New York, maybe in Tel Aviv. Neil Arbison is a cyborg, he's a living cyborg. He basically has, oh, here he is.
My name is Neil Harbison, and I was born with a rare visual condition called achromatopsia. Because I come from a grayscale world, which is total color blindness. So I've never seen color, and I don't know what color looks like. To me, the sky is always gray, the grass is always gray, and television is still in black and white. Since the age of 21, I can hear color. Concerts are a colorful experience, and art gallery is a musical experience. This antenna allows me to hear the colors in front of me. Light sensor that detects the frequency of the color, and then it sends it to a chip, and then I hear the colors through bone conduction. I dress in a way that it sounds good, so I decide what notes I want to wear. Today, for example, I'm wearing F sharp and C sharp. Beauty depends on how good the face sounds.
So in Israel, we conducted face concerts, In Israel, we conducted face concerts with Neil, where he would look at your face and tell you how you sound, how your colors move into basically musical notes. So this is a very edgy example, of course, an illegal operation that he did in order to connect the camera straight to his brain, the sensor straight to his brain that transforms it into sounds. I'll show you a few examples really fast. So we also have Evan Roth. Evan Roth figured out, it's a much less techy example, but he figured out we are all in the era of the touch screen. We are all really finger painting. So he created a lot of finger paintings that are based on our movements on our iPhone. So if you can guess, or maybe I'll tell you because we don't have time, this is all the levels of Angry Birds. So all of the movements you do with your fingers to win a level in Angry Birds. Another example is Julian Oliver. Julian Oliver created a transparency grenade, which is basically a device, a small computer that you throw in public spaces. It sniffs the Wi-Fi and projects all the data he found on basically the people that use that Wi-Fi to a large projector that is usually situated in the cafe. So it's actually a project about being awareness to the data or to the lack of privacy sometimes in public spaces. Another project, similar project or similar theme by Gillian Mayer, our guest from last year, she basically broadcasts her biometric data. This is the billboards all over Miami that she rented in order to basically reclaim her body, because she's dealing with face recognition politics. So she's actually giving the data away, but as a warning sign for us all. Be Another Lab is an example of not a warning, but how can technology be used for empathy. I don't know if I have a lot of time to show you the video, but we brought them to Israel, and what they do with VR is allow us to exchange bodies with one another. So we brought together Orthodox and non-Orthodox, Palestinians and Jews, in order to exchange body and to see what does this experience do to us. And that's, of course, led to very intimate and very touching responses. Be Another Lab is a very edgy art collective that is interested in VR for social change. And it's very interesting to follow them because they come to New York often. So one last example. This year is going to be about biology and technology. Heather Dewey-Hagberg, what she's doing is collecting gums and cigarette butts from public spaces, doing then DNA sequencing to those public littering evidence, and basically constructs statues, a sculpture of the face, of what basically it's half speculative but half based on DNA research, of what this person's face might look like. Again, a warning sign for the future of biology and technology. In my last 15 seconds, I just want to basically invite you all to the festival that happens now in the 21st to the 24th of June. And this is my email, and I told Alel that whoever wants can just shoot me an email, and I promise you I'll invite you to our opening night. So thank you very much.